friends, Jewel back, and I wanted to address a really good question that I got from a viewer. And that is, how do I heal from my Pluto problems? She had a really good sense of how she could grow out of her Neptune problems into a greater understanding, but how to heal from Pluto problems or Pluto pain. So Pluto is about transformation. Pluto wants to change. Where Saturn wants to stay the same, Pluto wants to break into something new. And so whenever there is a crashing and burning or a death where Pluto is concerned, there's always a rebuild into something better that works better now in the present. Because Pluto, again, represents the past, as Saturn does. And so where Pluto wants change, it really hungers for it. And eventually, if we resist it, it has this way of forcing the issue. So deep Pluto issues are very, very much assisted by traditional psychodynamic therapies. We find depth psychology in the 8th house. It is of Pluto. So digging deep is very much a Pluto thing. And so we have to dig deep psychologically. Confrontation is also another big thing here when it comes to Pluto. Because whatever we resist will persist. And Pluto does represent resistance, holding on, clinging. And so when we confront, we dispel. And so there's very much a digging, an uncovering, and a confronting of our Pluto pain that allows us to let that go and not use that as currency in the present. Because the 8th house, Pluto, Scorpio, all are representative of other people's resources. And so when we go beyond the need for our Pluto pain, what we are doing is choosing to live in the present, because we're not pulling up the past and saying, okay, this happened to me in the past, or I was wounded this way, or I'm a product of this, or I experienced this, or I saw this, or I felt this, or somebody did this to me. And now, as a result of that, I can't do this in the present. I can't meet you this way. I can't feel this way. I'm limited in this way. I can't take responsibility for this. And that's really what a lot of it is at the basis of, is we use our past pain to get out of our responsibilities in the present. So it's when we come to grips with letting that very valuable asset go, our pain. Our pain is an asset to us. When we're willing to give that up and we are willing to live in the present, is when we really start to move beyond those Pluto issues. Because now we're not acting in ways where Pluto comes out sideways. Because Pluto indicates our power. And we're either using that power against ourselves or for ourselves. And so we have to stop buying things in the present, or buying our way out of things in the present by our past pain. So Neptune we grow out of through clarity and maturity. Pluto we empower ourselves out of through confrontation with darkness, through turning on the lights. Again, that confrontation is so, so important. And using, again, psychodynamic therapies that are about digging deep, and combining those with somatic therapies are extremely important because Pluto represents our cellular stuff. It is our cell memory. It is our existential guilt that we're born with. It is the things that are passed down cellularly that lodge in us, and we just are that. So, cellular mutations, cellular memory, that kind of stuff is Pluto. And so as we're bringing things up emotionally and mentally, we need to also be bringing them up physically and releasing them physically. So massage, body talk, body work of all kinds, horseback riding, things of this nature. If we can incorporate this, swimming too, if we can incorporate these with our psychodynamic therapies or with the kind of talk therapy that requires us to, it's almost a confession that we want to do with Pluto issues. Confession is good for the soul. And when we do it, we are speaking it as it is. We are having it become conscious for us. We're seeing it in the light of day. Then we can dispel it because Pluto is darkness. We want to be able to turn on the lights